This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Vlad, who had gathered an army of approximately 22,000 men, realized that he could not engage the more experienced and numerically superior Ottoman forces in open-field combat. Under these circumstances, he retreated before the enemy, employing a scorched-earth policy and using guerrilla warfare tactics. After crossing the Danube on the 4th of June, the Sultan proceeded northward in the direction of Târgoviște, the capital of Wallachia at the time. Before reaching it, Dracula launched his famous night attack on the Ottoman camp. The Romanian historian Nicolae Iorga called this assault one of the most interesting military episodes in the history of the Ottomans, adding that until then there did not occur in Turkish history so bold an act as an attack against the person of the Sultan himself. It was a brave, desperate effort by the Wallachian prince to turn back the invaders. Calcocondylis related the confusion created by the daring attack. He, Vlad, started out at the end of the first night watch, and he invaded the emperor's camp. At first there was a lot of terror in the camp because people thought that a new foreign army had come and attacked them. Scared out of their wits by this attack, they considered themselves to be lost, as it was being made using torchlight and the sounding of horns to indicate the place to assault. Using torchlight, Vlad proceeded with his army in closed ranks, and in good order they headed directly for the emperor's tents. Missing their target, they fell upon the tents of Vizier Mahmud and Vizier Isaac, and here there was a great battle, and they killed the camels, donkeys, and other pack animals. Fighting in closed ranks, they had no losses worth mentioning, but if one of them went astray, he was immediately killed by the Turks. Then, turning back, they headed for the emperor's court, where they found the soldiers around the emperor's tents in good fighting order, and, after fighting here for a short time, they, Vlad's army, turned back toward the camp market, plundering and killing anyone who came their way. As it was nearly daybreak, they left the camp, having suffered few losses that night. As for the emperor's armies, they are also said to have suffered few losses. Vlad hoped to kill the Sultan, which would almost certainly have caused the Turks to flee in disorder. Indeed, one of the characteristic elements of Dracula's military strategy was his reliance on psychological warfare to compensate for his lack of manpower. Though his daring night assault inflicted some damage on the Turks, the Ottoman forces could not be stopped. Upon reaching Târgoviște, they encountered the gruesome spectacle of impaled bodies vividly described by Calcocondylis. The emperor, passing by the city and failing to see any men on the walls, but only some cannon firing at his army, set up no camp, nor did he lay siege to the city. He marched on for about 5 kilometers when he saw men impaled. The emperor's army came across a field with stakes about 3 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide, and there were large stakes upon which he could see the impaled bodies of men, women, and children. About 20,000 of them, as they said. Quite a spectacle for the Turks and the emperor himself. And the other Turks, seeing so many people impaled, were scared out of their wits. There were babies clinging to their mothers on the stakes, and birds had made nests in their breasts. From there, the Sultan proceeded eastward, where he again encountered and defeated Dracula's forces. For all intents and purposes, the unsuccessful night attack marked the downfall of Vlad, for after it, as Konstantin Mihailovich recalled, the Wallachians, seeing that it was going badly, abandoned him, Vlad, and joined his brother, and he himself rode away to Hungary to King Matthias of glorious memory. Both the Byzantine chronicler Critoboulos and the imperial secretary Tursun Beg confirmed that Vlad was defeated after this attack. The fact that Dracula would resort to such desperate measures indicates that his forces were no match for the power of the Sultan's army.